least inspiring sports movies.
Did you get that text?
Yeah, I got it, buddy. Slam Dunk Ernest. Like, it's so obvious. Why would that be inspirational? And I like this one. He has that one. Slam Dunk Ernest. Oh, Ernest P. Burrow. Are you ready to rock? Are you already rocking?
No.
Okay. Okay, girl. My girl, I love you, girl.
Come on, girl.
Come on. The Scout.
Come on, girl.
Racing Stripes with Snoop Dogg.
We are on YouTube.
Well.
And we will get started here in a couple minutes. Whenever the boys are ready.
Yeah, YouTube friends, thanks for tuning in, dudes and dudettes. We're rocking and rolling, and we're talking about, today we're talking about the least inspirational movies, least inspiring movies, least inspiring sports movies of all time. When I watch a sports movie, I want it to be inspiring. You want it to, or at least be funny, maybe. I mean, Major League is not very inspiring, but at least it was funny. Would you
want
agree?
a good story.
Yeah, I want it to tell a story.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, it better be funny or entertaining in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So check it out. Today we're talking the least inspiring movies that are sports movies of all time. And we're doing it via ranker.com. Ranker.com. Can you put in the live chat, can you put a link to a website?
Yeah.
So I'm going to send this link that Grant sent me, copy. And I'm going to send it to you. Your name is Phil. Is that right?
Yep.
Phil? You are Phil.
Phil, comma, producer.
Ooh. I didn't give you enough cred. Sent to you, it's got Air Bud. Can I see that? Air Bud.
What a great movie.
Air Bud. Hi, my name is Air Bud. I am here to tell you I'm best football player on the planet. Air Bud somehow. Yakov Smirnov.
Busted.
And I can play mini sports.
You texted it to me?
I just texted it to you. To your phonicus.
I can play the baseball, the football.
Day.
So the last part of the link is literally sports. Yeah.
So then that way people in the live chat can know that what we're referencing.
Yeah.
That does make that a lot easier for them, doesn't it? Gus, the kicking mule. Johnny Unitas is in it. Dick Butkus is in it. Was number 18. I love it. Matilda. Now I don't know much about Matilda. Is this the old Matilda? What am I looking at here?
It's not the girl Matilda, is
Yeah,
it?
this is different, isn't it? Elliot Gould is in it. Matilda's a kangaroo.
Dude, I didn't know Ernest was in a basketball movie.
Oh, wow. Ernest did everything.
Ernest is in every movie film.
I'm on Woody and Buzz. I'm also in Toy Story.
Come on, Vern.
Look at this crap. Yikes.
David Stoltzman in the chat says, what is Air Bud? He's answering Jeopardy style.
Does he... Have we not talked about Air... Did we not... What did we talk about? We talked about Air Buddies?
It was Air Bud,
Air Bud Golden Retriever.
Yes, that's the one we did on the show.
Air Bud is the one about...
Basketball.
And it's so stupid. Right? It's the basketball one, right?
could do
It's
any
the
of those
original one. That's where Air Bud started. Was the basketball one.
Yeah, get it right, Jack.
Or pay the price. Dude, Roy Clark is in Matilda. Oh my gosh. I am so pumped. Robert Meacham. Peter Fonda died this week, guys. You guys know that?
Yes.
It's kind of sad.
He actually died during the show yesterday at Sif Pop. Super sad.
That is sad.
Yep. Breaking news.
Freaking hot. I gotta rearrange my stuff here. All right, are we ready to rock?
What?
You heard me.
He's got to rearrange.
Golly. Mexican food got me all bloated.
All worked up.
Oh, I had a chimichanga. I didn't have a chimichanga. I had like enchiladas. They're good.
You had Tijuana.
Tijuana. All right. I'm ready whenever you are. Give me a countdown clock. Did you want to be inspired? Would you like to be inspired? You too can also be inspired by these great movies this week on the Horrible Movie Podcast. Psych, those are all lies, because today we are talking about the least inspiring sports movies of all time. That's right, based on Ranker.com's ranking system, which is genius. I repeat, genius. Today on the show we have another genius, the writer of Baby Geniuses 2, Grant Youngsma. Everybody give it up for Grant Youngsma. Woo! Grant Youngsma.
Thank you.
Grant Youngsma back in town.
Thank you.
Grant, how's it been going?
Wonderful.
Just wonderful, or
Oh,
just the best?
Just the best.
I feel like you're holding back a little bit. I think things are great for you ever since Baby Geniuses 2 became certified Babylicious.
Oh, yeah.
And then behind the scenes, behind the screens, behind the dials and whoop-de-doos and flip-flaps is Producer Phil.
Hello, everybody.
That's his hand. If you're watching on YouTube, we have a YouTube live stream. Go subscribe to our channel on youtube.com. Just type in the Horrible Movie Podcast. You will get to watch us on there. It's great. We've got old episodes on there. Special treat for everybody. But Grant, what's been going on? Haven't seen you since Valentine's Day on the show, but we've seen each other every week. But it's the similar thing that happens to some people. Jerry McMullen's another one. I've got to get him back on the show. I always do this to him, and then we don't have him on for a while. Then I'm like, why hasn't Jerry been on? Grant, you've gotten that treatment now too. You haven't been on since Valentine's Day.
And we did Ranker.com.
And we did Ranker.com too, and we were in that ski lodge. Remember the romantic, not
yeah.
you and I romantic, but in that romantic
Kinda
ski
like
lodge.
Dumb and Dumber.
It was very Dumb and Dumber in Aspen, Colorado with our Samsonite. Samsonite, that's her name.
We were so close.
We're so close. So we're talking the least inspirational sports movies of all time. Ranker.com. If you're driving in a car, don't look at your phone to look this list up. But if you get home and you want to look up the list, go to our YouTube channel, and in the live chat on the YouTube channel, you should be able to click on the link and look back at this. If you don't know how Ranker.com works, Ranker.com, it has this listing that this guy started this list. Blake Edwards started this list, and he basically started the list, and there have been 452 votes. Oh, no, stop. What am I saying? 4.6 thousand votes. So 4,600 votes on this poll, basically. And you can go in and vote. We're going to start basically number 25, and I'm just going to work down. But just some honorable mentions along the way. 27, I want to mention this one, is Kicking and Screaming, which is Will Ferrell being horrible in a soccer movie. 26 is 8 Seconds. Have you guys ever seen this movie? 8 Seconds. Do you guys know what 8 Seconds refers to?
Is it bull riding?
It's bull riding. It's about a guy named Lane Frost and Luke Perry. R.I.P. Luke Perry. He plays Lane Frost. Lane Frost was a bull rider that got killed in action riding a bull, and 8 Seconds is the story of how he was the world champion, and then he gets killed at one point. But 8 seconds is how long you have to ride a bull, Phil, to be in first place, basically, or to qualify for the championship. And then as many seconds after, or 0.0 seconds after that 8 seconds of riding that bull, that's what you get. But apparently, not the most inspirational movie in some people's eyes. Anyway, good country music soundtrack is why I remember that movie so well. Rocky 5 is number 25. So let's start there. But before we do, I want to tell Phil that he's the best. Phil doesn't get enough credit right here, Grant. And he has earned my respect. My undying respect.
You're the best.
He is the best. I want people to really give Phil a lot of love. If you like Sif Pop, if you like anything that Studio DNA Network does, it all goes through Phil, and he is the man. And I always want to give you credit, Phil. I don't want you to ever feel left out or that you don't get any love, because you're the man. I'd do anything for you, man.
Thanks, man.
We love you, Phil.
Your car
Likewise,
breaks down.
I'd do anything for
Your
you,
car
too.
breaks down in the middle of the night. I'll change your tire. All right, so there you go. Grant, Rocky 5. Have you ever seen it?
Yes.
Let me talk about Rocky 5. We were supposed to do Rocky 5 on this podcast, and I'm going to invoke a name right now who stood me up for this episode. Stood me up. We had him on there before, a guy named Conrad Thompson. He came on and did No Holds Barred, had a great episode. It was awesome. But then he stood me up twice when we were supposed to do Rocky 5. And we're fine now, and we, texted back and forth, and everything was fine. But as you know, he's not been on since. But we were supposed to do Rocky 5. I had watched it and took great notes, and I was so excited. But anyway, he's a busy dude. He's got bigger fish to fry. He's got a literal show that's on the WWE Network. He's Ric Flair's son-in-law. So he's a little busier than the... He's a little busier, and he runs a whole pay-per-view thing, but just going to say it. Maybe I'm not over it. But Rocky 5. So you've seen it?
Yes.
Tommy Morrison is in it, and allegedly Tommy Morrison's mom lives in a town just down the highway that has a mascot. The mascot of the high school there is a hound dog. So just gonna say that.
Hound dogs.
And anyway, allegedly she lives there. Pretty crazy, huh?
Huh.
Very good. What about Sylvester Stallone? Is he inspiring?
I would say as the character Rocky.
Okay,
yes.
but he's in Rocky 5 here.
Well, I feel like as like the first one, you can't beat the first one. But
No,
then,
you cannot.
But then as they go, it kind of just keeps going downhill.
That's true.
But like in the first one, no doubt, inspirational.
Yeah.
Which I guarantee that's on the most inspirational
I'm going to
one.
send this one, I want it to go up or down on this list. Up makes it go up toward the top of the chart, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go up, like it should be higher on this list. Now, we found out one time, and during Valentine's Day when we voted on these, we had enough votes at one time
We can change
that
it.
we ended up changing it. So, well, there you go.
Which apparently 54% of
Agree.
these people agree with us.
Have you seen Like Mike? Because it's number 24.
Yes,
Lil
I
Bow
have.
Wow. Tell the audience about Like Mike, and what's Like Mike even mean, Grant?
Well,
By the way, folks, this is the top 25 least inspirational sports movies of all time. The NFL is getting ready to kick off, pun intended. College football is getting ready to kick off, pun intended. High school football is kicking off, pun intended. And we're excited. So I thought we'd have a sports-themed show. Tell us about Like Mike. And what's Like Mike even mean? Who is Mike? What's that reference
well,
to?
the title refers to Michael Jordan, of
Yes.
course. And so many kids want to be like Mike. So we have this kid named Calvin.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in an orphanage, and they get donations all the time. And in one pair, they get these pair of shoes that say MJ, and so they're led to believe that they belong to Michael Jordan. And at one point, he gets these shoes stolen by the bully, and they get thrown up on these telephone wires. And at one point, they get like struck by lightning or something. And Calvin gets these shoes, and he literally gets supernatural powers so he can play like Mike. And then he goes and plays for, I think it's the Los Angeles Knights. Mm-hmm. So it's an NBA team, but not a real NBA team.
Yeah.
But then at the end, like all great sports stories, the shoes get ruined at the end, and he doesn't have those powers anymore.
But he still wins the championship.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Of course.
Just like in Thunderstruck, which we had James Green on. He's another one we've not had really back on. He's been he was on the Derek Webb episode where we interviewed and talked to Derek Webb, and then he was on Thunderstruck, and I don't know that he's been on back on. Maybe Matt was the lead singer from Spoken. Matt Baird. Maybe on that episode too, but anyway. Sorry, James. James needs to be back on sometime. He deserves it.
Like Mike sounds legit.
But yeah,
perfect for this podcast.
Yeah, like Mike is ripe with this.
It'd probably be a good one.
We're good to 13, is that right?
Yeah.
So very good. Like Mike, do you think it's appropriate for it to be there at number 24?
I mean, it's horrible. So
I feel like it could be higher.
I don't want to screw this list up though. Number 23. Oh my gosh.
Quack,
so
quack.
My wife and I, when we started dating, we talked about movies we really liked, and she really likes D2.
Oh yeah.
D2 for whatever reason is kind of it. The Mighty Ducks really hit their stride in D2. D3 not good. But somehow that doesn't normally happen. Normally, first movie good, second movie worse, third movie, okay, we got to stop this franchise. This wasn't that way. This was like going hot at the second one to the point where they're like, yeah, D3 for sure. Not as good. What do you think about D3, Grant?
Well, I want to throw out there, first off, it's my favorite trilogy of all time.
Wow.
The Mighty Ducks. Love it. Own all three.
Yeah.
D2's definitely my favorite. D3, it's okay. It's probably my least favorite of the three. But, I mean, it's got its moments. They have this part where they're trying to pick on the varsity hockey players, so they release this ant farm on them. So it's got the nice slapstick comedy.
Okay, 1 second. We're going to come back to D3. When we come back from this break, be right back. Sorry, Grant.
You're good.
That happens sometimes. That happened. I'm so sorry. I really am sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry. Do you have major cuts on your computer?
Dude, we're not gonna have time to play.
You don't think so?
We're like 4 movies into 25.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Like this could be a 2-hour podcast.
No, it will not be. These two I really want to talk about. Slapshot 2, we're not going to really want to talk about the fan, right?
Unless
you know
want,
what I'm saying?
Unless you want this episode to be like an hour and a half.
That's right. You know, stop right now. Grant, this is why Producer Phil is so good. People that are watching on YouTube, this is why Producer Phil is the best. Sean Astin, if you're watching this, there's no reason now for you even to be because your name's not even on this.
You need to call Phil.
You need to call Phil. Phil is the best. If you want a podcast produced in a very good way, Producer Phil. Remember that, Sean Astin.
Call me.
Call him. He's available.
He's not busy.
No, I mean, he's not busy at all. Conrad Thompson, I invoked your name earlier. If you want to call him, he'd love to help you out.
Wait, me or Sean?
You.
Sean Astin doesn't care to even talk to us.
Oh.
I had him scheduled. He ditched me too a couple times.
That jerk.
What a jerk. Oh, gosh. All right. Miller, you got to stop hey, buddy, you got to stop that. Hey, get his attention. Hey, we can hear that. You can't be beating it on it so bad. Thanks, YouTube. Sorry. All right, we're ready to go. We're working ahead today. And we're back! Welcome back to the Horror Movie Podcast. We are talking about horrible movies today. Sometimes we do these lists and we talk about good movies. No. Today we're talking about horrible movies. We're talking about the least inspirational sports movies of all time. Based on a list generated by Ranker.com. That's right, Ranker.com. You want it ranked? We got it. That's their call sign. But today we have Grant Youngsma.
Yeah, poor Grant. We interrupted him in the middle of his flow there.
We were talking about D3. That's Mighty Ducks 3. That's number 23 on this list. The varsity gets ants in their pants.
Pretty much.
They try to score. And they lose. They lose like the Russian national team on this movie. I can't remember this movie.
No, this is high school.
They're in high school and they lose the state championship or they win it.
Well, basically the Mighty Ducks are the JV or the freshman team, or JV team, and then there's the varsity team. So basically, how it's building up is at the end they have a varsity versus JV scrimmage or game at the end, and basically the whole year, the varsity team's basically telling the Mighty Ducks they don't belong, and then it builds up to that final match, and
Right in the mush.
and then of course
Yes.
the Mighty Ducks win.
Well, ironically, on this list, do you think it's up or down from here?
I would say
Is it worse than Like Mike?
no.
So it shouldn't be above Like Mike.
No, it
so
should
let's
go
have it go
down.
down the list. Next on the list, amazingly, another hockey movie. Have you guys ever seen Slapshot?
I mean, I've heard of it.
So back in the day, 20 years ago, what am I saying? Golly, this is even longer than that. I think I was in high school. I was over hanging out with let's say an ex-girlfriend, right? We were hanging out at her parents' house, okay? And they had on VHS Slapshot, the original Slapshot. We watched Slapshot on VHS. And Slapshot's got Paul Newman in it. It's legit. It's got the Hanson brothers, these three triplets that have these real thick Coke bottle glasses, and they're like the enforcers on a hockey team, and they just beat the crap out of people. There's a reason to have Slapshot 2. There really was. But when you have Stephen Baldwin and Gary Busey in it,
And
in
Chris
Slapshot 2,
Chelios.
yeah, and an
Actual
professional
hockey
hockey player. But Slapshot 2 was made in 2002, which it's like Slapshot, the original, was made in like the 70s. Like, so, I mean, they waited a long time for a sequel. Not good. I can honestly say I've never seen Slapshot 2 breaking the ice, but I'm going to assume that it needs to go up the list.
Which doesn't Missouri State? I'm pretty sure their Ice Bears have a Slapshot night where they wear Slapshot jerseys.
Yes, and they dress up as Slapshot. If you've not ever been to hockey, folks, pro hockey or college hockey, you need to go.
It's amazing.
And guys, I'm a coach. I've been around sports my entire life. Played all sports you can imagine. I've never played hockey, but hockey is legitimately my favorite sport to watch live. It's brutal.
Well, and it's nonstop action. Like that's what I love about it.
And
someone's always getting checked or something. So
like your adrenaline is just running.
yeah.
And you just want to bang on the glass.
And
Yes.
I don't know how other towns are, but in our town, you can get tickets for cheap. Like I'm
Yes.
talking single-digit
Yes.
tickets. So
Now, what is really cool about hockey is just it's a different culture. Like football culture is football culture, and we get that. But hockey culture is this northern culture, the northern part of America culture, basically from coast to coast. I mean, from Oregon, probably Northern California, but then up, all the way across Nebraska, the northern part of the U.S., and obviously onto the East Coast, and then up into Canada, because Canada is hockey country. And other countries have big time hockey, but the southern part of the U.S., really their only hockey that they have around is really NHL. Probably some bigger schools maybe have some hockey down there. Colleges have it too, but
And I feel
it's
like
a different culture.
especially in like Missouri, with the Blues just winning the Stanley Cup, I feel like that's kind of boosted the popularity of hockey, at least in Missouri.
Well, this is not a hockey one. This is the Fan. It says number 21. It's got Jack Black as a post-starring role. He's a co-star. He's in a lower role. It's Robert De Niro and Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes is a professional football player. I know I've seen this movie. And Robert De Niro is after him, basically. Rewind. He is a baseball player. I'm sorry. And he basically is on him, and Robert De Niro is an antagonist in the movie, and kind of a threatening. It's kind of like, what's the Kathy Bates movie where she ties up Misery? It's kind of like a little lesser version of Misery, where Robert De Niro is a stalker weirdo, though. He doesn't tie him up in his house.
but this is a sports movie?
Sports movie about baseball, yeah.
Okay.
And but that is a sports movie, and very uninspirational. I mean, he's basically trying to kill him. It's like a thriller. So it being on this list is kind of weird to me. So I'm actually going to say it needs to go down on this list because it's stupid. Number 20 is Johnny Be Good, starring Robert Downey Jr. and Uma Thurman. It's a comedy with a heart of gold. And Johnny Be Good is about Anthony Michael Hall, who is a quarterback. Robert Downey Jr. is in high school as well. It came out in 1988. What a weird movie. Box office of $17 million. Johnny Walker is the main character. He's a high school football prospect. His best friend is Leo Wiggins, who is played by Tony. Leo Wiggins is played by Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
And the hilarity ensues, but it's pretty stupid. Anyway, the soundtrack has Judas Priest and Ted Nugent on it.
Does it have Johnny Be Good
It
on
has
it
Chuck
too?
Berry on it as well. There you go. I've never seen it, and we're going to say it goes down the list just because I've never seen it.
What's the sport in that one? Did you
Football.
say?
It's high school football.
Okay.
It's basically just the hijinks of stupidity, basically.
Okay.
And what's next here? We've got Matilda. Okay, Matilda is a legitimate boxing kangaroo. This movie came out in 1978. It stars Elliot Gould, Robert Mitchum. It has. Let me look at this cast
And
here.
it's not the girl that's based on the book. It's the kangaroo.
Yeah, this is not Matilda like that. It has Roy Clark in it, who's one of my favorite people. Rest in peace. He's from Hee Haw, if you've ever seen that. He tried his hand at acting a little bit at times. Anyway, there he is. Matilda, he's a boxing kangaroo, and he'll come to your town and fight you. It's based on a book, loosely based on a book by Paul Jellicoe. Matilda, mate. All right, mate. Matilda's a kangaroo. It's pretty horrible impressions. I'm going to have it go down the list. I have seen the next movie. It's called Gus, and Gus is a field goal kicking donkey.
What?
It stars the one, the only, Don Knotts.
Which it's got to be good.
Yeah, it's a comedy. It's a Walt Disney film. It came out in 1976, July 7th, 1976. $21 million at the box office. This donkey from Yugoslavia that kicks soccer balls is brought to America to play for a professional football team, coached by Ed Asner. Man, Dick Van Patten's in this. Harold Gould is in it. What a movie. What a treat. Tim Conway makes an appearance. Raise your hand if you know who Tim Conway is. No. You guys are unbelievable. Dwarf on Golf. Anybody? No? Carol Burnett show? My gosh. This is a struggle around here, folks. Seriously. Gus, the field goal kicking donkey. Watch this. Kick it!
It's up.
It's up.
It's
and
up.
it's...
Oh.
It's
good! Yay! There we go.
This goes right up there with the Air Bud movies or any.
There's Ed Asner. There's Don Knotts. Yeah.
We just had a donkey win the game for us.
It was fun, right? Adams ride mule to victory. Gus is going to go up the list too because it is pretty stupid, but it's a Disney film which makes me laugh. So there we go.
It's right up there with any movie where an animal plays like a human sport.
Yeah.
Apparently, Gus is ranked number 51 of 53 on the best football movies ever.
There you go. Ranker.com, folks. They've got what you need. Ranker, vote on everything. Very good. So check this out. The Scout is next. Brendan Fraser is a football prospect. Baseball prospect that Albert Brooks is trying to recruit. Really stupid movie. J.K. Simmons, who plays J. Jonah Jameson, is in this movie. And it's pretty stupid. I'm going to have it go up the list. Next on the list, that was number 17. Again, we're talking about the top 25 movies based on Ranker.com's list of least inspiring sports movies of all time. This one on the list is a movie we've done on the show.
Ready
to Rumble. Jake Wilburn came on, and he talked about being at the filming of this movie. He was in the audience of the arena. It's a WCW film that has all WCW wrestlers in it. Diamond Dallas Page is in it. Goldberg is in it. A list of so many others are also in it. Hogan is not in it because I think he was on sabbatical from the company at that point. Eric Bischoff makes an appearance. And a lot of folks, like I said, from WCW, a lot of luchadors. I don't know if Rey Mysterio was still with the company when they did this movie. I can't remember, but Rey Mysterio Jr. probably would have been close to being in it. I'm going to have this one go up the list because I think it's one of the stupidest things you've ever seen. It's like if you watched that and you thought that was anything about wrestling,
Yeah.
it's really, really bad. Oliver Platt's the main character who's not really athletic at all, but somehow you're supposed to believe him as a pro wrestler.
I think any movie that attempts to be
David
Italian
Arquette is in
of
it.
the sports, the sport that it is trying to depict doesn't depict it very well has already lost my interest. Like, that's really stupid.
Some people will talk about Any Given Sunday. You guys ever seen Any Given Sunday?
Yeah.
And they'll talk about how it's a great football movie, and it's
so
like
authentic.
it's pretty stupid. And like I've heard like Joe Montana and Peyton Manning, all those guys be like, they think it's the dumbest thing you've ever seen because Robert De Niro is, isn't that right? It's not Al Pacino. No, it's Al Pacino. Al Pacino is the coach. Al Pacino is the coach, and he makes this speech at the end. They're like, oh, it's so inspirational, the speech. You spent the whole movie trashing on the NFL and it being about drug use and steroids, and they don't say the NFL, because the NFL, when they saw that, they knew that they weren't going to give the okay for Any Given Sunday to use their stuff. But it's like, then at the end, you're like supposed to be inspired by it. I mean, it's just dumb, like you're talking about. If you don't really depict the sport you're trying to depict very well, it's hard. It doesn't make it believable.
We did Ready to Rumble on episode 115, if you want to listen to that.
Back in the archives. It's a great episode. The main event is number 15. This is Barbra Streisand, Ryan O'Neal, and I believe I've never seen this movie, but let's take a look at this movie, what we've got going on with the main event. Some people, maybe you have seen this movie. Feel free in the live chat to tell us about that.
Looks like it's a boxing movie.
And Barbra Streisand in a movie. I mean, you can't beat Barbra Streisand, right? I mean, she's is she training him? Is she a trainer? $8 million budget, $42 million box office. Her accountant embezzles money from her. She has to. She has a management contract with an inactive boxer. She's trying to recoup her money because her manager embezzled money from her, and so she ends up making him, Ryan O'Neal, go back into the ring, and the hilarity the hilarity ensues, and then also guess what else ensues, Phil? A romance between Ryan O'Neal and Yentl. Sorry. There you go. So there you go. Main event. I've never seen you. You're going down the list, girlfriend. Next up, Ladybugs. Seen this one. Jonathan Brandis. Tommy Lasorda is also in it for some reason. And it's
Rodney.
Rodney Dangerfield. Hey, I get no respect.
I was so excited to see this movie when I was a kid.
Because Rodney Dangerfield's gold is why.
Yeah. 1992, like, I was the perfect age to really be excited about, like, a made for kids, like a is this Disney? It feels like Disney, like that kind of audience.
I can't believe Disney would hire Rodney Dangerfield, but stranger things have happened, I'm sure.
I mean, I don't remember this movie being, like, offensive.
It's a Paramount picture.
Yeah.
Jack A is in it, and anytime in the 90s you had Jack A in it. What's that?
What was it rated?
Rated PG.
Yeah.
It's rated PG.
It was for kids.
Well, and here's the thing about Rodney Dangerfield, folks. If you've ever heard his stand-up, he works blue. If you've ever heard anyone use that description for a comedian, working blue means you will say just about anything. Here's something that also worked blue. The budget was $20 million, and the box office was $14 million. So it didn't even come.
And Rodney probably got a lot of that.
Yeah, no respect. No respect.
Which he kind of ties in with the next movie on the list.
Oh, okay.
What's the sport in Ladybugs? Like,
That's kids soccer.
Okay. It's
kids soccer.
I remember being very excited to see it, but I didn't remember if I liked it or not.
Oh, Jack A. Oh.
Yeah, it looks really dumb.
Watching this clip's so good.
I don't know why I was so excited to see a Rodney Dangerfield movie, but maybe it was just soccer, because I was playing soccer back then.
Yeah, and he's generally pretty funny. we'll watch this movie, Miller. Is that all right?
I don't know if you'll like it, dude.
I'm sure you will. There'll be some things in it, Miller, you're like, I can't believe they just said that on this movie.
PG-13.
Yeah, it will be, but I'm sure back then, PG-13 back then and PG-13 now are very different. It's going to go up the list because we need to do this on the podcast sooner than later. Caddyshack 2.
Oh.
A very, everyone thinks this way about this movie, and here's why. Caddyshack 1 is very endearing. Everyone loves Caddyshack 1. Caddyshack 2, on the other hand, does not get the same love. It still has Chevy Chase in it. It still has Dan Aykroyd in it.
But it doesn't have Rodney Dangerfield.
You know what? Definitely doesn't have Rodney Dangerfield in it, who was in the first one, who kind of made things kind of go. It has Jackie Mason in it instead, by the way, which I don't know if you know Jackie Mason, but he can be considered. He's not quite the same slapstick as Rodney Dangerfield is. That's for sure. For sure. So, Dan Aykroyd, no Bill Murray in this one either, and that was a big one. Randy Quaid came on board and took the place of, and this is Randy Quaid. This is cousin Eddie, basically takes the place. So.
We're gonna kill all the goofers.
That's golfers. And so anyway, Caddyshack 2 needs to go up the list on Ranker.com's top. Actually, was it top 50 something? But we're just going to top 20. We just talked about top 25. Least inspiring sports movies of all.
Do you think anyone would say that Caddyshack 2 was attempting to be inspirational?
Well, apparently this person that created this list doesn't think so. I'm going to tell you a movie that made me hate the franchise, and also it involves kid actors. So you know how I think about kid actors being forced into movies. Mm-hmm. That's right. Bad news, Bears. Go to Japan.
What a bad
This
idea.
is the third installment, and it stars Tony Curtis as Buttermaker, and obviously not Walter Matthau. And ready for this one? Who is the main billing character of the kids is Jackie Earle Haley, who's the main the motorcycle riding kid who smokes cigarettes, and remember him from the first couple movies. He is Rorschach on the Watchmen movie.
Oh, okay.
Which, by the way, Watchmen, so excited about that series coming up. And then we will stop there, and let's do one more. Eddie is a movie that is...
Our president's in that
Our
movie.
president, Donald Trump, is in it. Whoopi Goldberg is also in it.
Dennis Rodman.
And Frank Langella. And, Whoopi Goldberg is a female coach, female basketball coach of a men's basketball team. Whoopi Goldberg and Trump in the same movie. I don't think Whoopi would be in a movie with Trump today. I'm just saying.
Or Dennis Rodman.
If you watch The View, which few do, you would hear that. So anyway, when we come back from break, we're going to talk more about the top 10. Now we're going to the top 10. Be right back. Cool. Oh yeah, the top 10 should be good to go. Good to go, girl.
The Fresh Prince.
This is a video of every cameo that Donald Trump has
Trumpy.
made. Dude, he's young in that. Of course, Fresh Prince came out forever ago.
Early 90s.
The Job. Trying to find Eddie. Suddenly Susan. The Drew Carey Show. 2 weeks notice. I forgot he was in 2 weeks notice. What a weird career this guy's had.
Yeah, I don't think he ever thought he'd be president. You know?
Oh, there's Low Rascals.
Zoolander.
There's Eddie.
It's crazy.
Is that his only scene? In Eddie? Probably.
Yeah, and then Home Alone
Down
2.
the hall and to the left.
He looks like in every shot. He looks presidential now because like it's the same in his wrestling. I love it. You don't mess with America.
You don't mess with America.
Okay. All right. Let's do this, guys. Let's finish this thing off, man. You're starting up. Oh, we're in the middle of it, aren't we? Did you go over?
Yeah, we passed it.
Dude.
Not cool, dude. Not cool.
Not cool, man.
All right, here we go.
Herschel Mamello. We are back in action. That's right, the Horror Movie Podcast. We are here today with Grant Youngsma and producer Phil, and we're talking. My name's Jack, by the way. We're talking about the least inspirational sports movies of all time, and we have covered all the way down to the top 10. And this is a ranking based on Ranker.com, which is a website where you can vote on these different polls on there. And we've done this before in a couple of episodes. And this is good stuff. So you can go over to Ranker.com, or just do a Google search of the least inspirational sports movies of all time once you get off the road or wherever you're at, and you can get to your phone. Don't text and drive. Don't look at your internet on your phone and drive. You listen to this podcast and drive, but you got to plug it in. Don't just, assume. We have a video feed through YouTube. Go over our YouTube channel, subscribe to that. And awesome sauce. Awesome blossom, awesome sauce. Number 10 on our list. First things first. What movie have we seen or what sport have we seen the most of so far? We've had 3 hockey movies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've had 3 hockey movies. A lot
of baseball.
There has been quite a bit of baseball. A little bit of basketball. Rocky V and the Main Event were the boxing movies.
There's been wrestling.
There has been one wrestling.
One
movie.
golf.
Single golf movie.
And we're about to talk a baseball movie.
Mr. 3000. That's right. Mr. 3000 is Bernie Mac, Angela Bassett. Jay Leno makes an appearance in this as well. And Bernie Mac is seeking his 3,000th hit. It's a big mark. You're probably guaranteed the Hall of Fame if you get to 3,000 hits, wouldn't you say?
Definitely.
He makes a comeback at age 47 to try to get to that record.
Because have you seen this movie? Because he's in his prime and he comes up with 3,000 hits, supposedly, and he just retires flat out after he does it because he's kind of a jerk. He wants to make millions and open his own restaurant. But then they find out he's 3 hits short, actually, of 3,000.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got to come out of retirement to do it.
Hilarity ensues.
So he can maybe be So he can maybe make a comeback at 47. Bernie Mac.
And I want to say he doesn't even get 3,000 hits in the end. I think he goes to 2,999.
Well, Bernie Mac didn't make the budget back on his film either. So there he is.
There
Mr. 2,997. Very good. Very good. I'm going to have this one go down the list because when I watched this, Carmen Electra's in this too, by the way.
I think Bernie Mac is legitimately funny, and I haven't seen him in anything in forever. He just kind of disappeared,
Well,
didn't
he's
he?
not alive anymore. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he passed away.
When did that happen? Like a long time ago?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
died.
that.
He died pretty young. He was in the Ocean's movies, and then after that, he died. He had the Bernie Mac show, and then he passed away. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Sad, Phil. It's sad. I'm not saying I understand. I get you. I
miss him. Like he was awesome.
Yeah, I thought he was funny, especially in those Ocean's movies. I've said this before. Ocean's 11 is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11, one of my favorite movies. Ocean's 12, not as much, but Ocean's 11.
You can't beat the cast in the first one.
Oh, it's
so
phenomenal. Good. So good. Bye. All right, here comes the Tigers. I have never seen this movie. It's a 1979 movie. It is looks like a little baseball team, and they are, I think they're going to the Little League World Series, but we have Here Come the Tigers. It seems like they're very tied to, isn't this the same thing as
Bad News Bears?
Bad News Bears. It's a low-budget movie, $250,000.
Oh, geez.
So weird. I mean, I guess this more qualifies for just crappy movie, and that's why it's not. I'm gonna actually have it go up the list.
Here's some footage from it. It looks like it was shot with someone's home video camera.
Look at this. Look at this junk. Strike.
This is why you've never seen this movie.
Look at this.
I mean, granted, it was 1979, but it still looks like.
Why is the catcher standing up?
It still looks like someone's home video camera.
Could they not get the kid to?
Oh, rats.
Could they not get the kid to squat? No, home run. Go Tigers. All right. Well, there you go. Now you both have seen Angels in the Outfield, right?
Yep.
We've had this on the show.
Yeah.
With good reason. With actually great reason, because it is quite possibly one of the worst things you can imagine. But actually no. What was that? That was one. Did you do that show? Were you on here for that?
Scott Bryant.
Scott Bryant was on here for that.
Yeah, the episode 156.
And by the end, I felt sad because they did a good job of storytelling on the movie. Like, it was one of those that kind of, Angels in the Outfield kind of wins you over. There's some corny stuff.
Are we talking about the baseball one?
Yeah. I'm giving
Okay.
a segue. So it would then make sense that Disney would then make another one.
Cash grab.
But why did you do it? Now we've done it for football. That's right. Yikes. It's Angels in the Endzone. And,
It's got to be a different kid, right?
yeah, but Christopher Lloyd is also in it.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Lawrence. Joey Lawrence. Whoa. Joey Lawrence from Blossom. His little brother, Matthew Lawrence.
Boy Meets World.
David Gallagher, Paul Dooley. A release date of 1997. This says on VHS. I think this may have been a straight to VHS release. It
really
was.
could have been.
It really was. Man, what the heck? Why?
Dude. Okay, you gotta watch some of this trailer. I know this is an audio podcast, but basically you have like really bad CGI angels that are like running balls down the field and like performing tackles and stuff like that. This is a really bad idea for a movie.
Oh my gosh.
And like flying the players into the air so they can catch a ball that's way too high.
Matthew Lawrence.
And he literally
Oh, this is coming in. Oh, this is ABC.
I think it might have just been straight to TV. Like,
And you can buy it on VHS. Okay, well, I think this actually deserves to go down the list, back toward, away from the top 10. Because I don't know if it really even qualifies for anything other than track. I mean, just like peel, like trash.
I doubt there's anything inspirational in that movie.
Have you guys seen Racing Stripes? It's number 7 on this list of most or of least inspirational sports movies of all time. Let me ask you guys a question. Snoop Dogg, Hayden Panettiere, don't they fit together in a movie?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. They do in Racing Stripes. When we get a zebra to be a racehorse. That's right. He's so fast, and he's got black and white stripes. Racing Stripes. Have you guys seen it?
No.
Seen it? Watched it. It's horrible. And it is going to go up the list. But number 6 on the list, that was number 7. Now number 6 on the list is a movie franchise that is very near and dear to my heart. Ernest P. Worrell has made some epic movies. Ernest Goes to Camp. Ernest Scared Stupid, which actually really is kind of a weird, scary movie. Ernest Saves Christmas.
Ernest Goes to Jail.
Ernest Goes to Jail. Guess what else Ernest does? Slam dunk Ernest. That's right. I'm Ernest Jim Barney, and here we got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem, how's it going?
Because obviously Ernest can play basketball.
In
too.
1995, he had to make, this was his 8th full-length movie that Ernest made.
He made a lot of movies. Jim Varney.
8th movie as Ernest.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I slam dunk. I slam dunk. Ain't that right, Vern?
Air brakes.
You know what I mean, Vern? Hey, Vern. Here. Ernest is going way up the list. It should be number 1 on this list. Another franchise that I love, the first 2. The second one gets ripped on because Wesley Snipes left the franchise and they replaced him with Omar Epps, is Major League. Now, Major League 3, though, is this movie, and this is Major League Back to the Minors, starring Scott Bakula. Isn't that right?
Oh,
Isn't
interesting.
he and Scott Bakula on this one? I believe this is the Scott Bakula version. You guys know who Scott Bakula is?
Heck yeah, dude.
Okay.
I know he's known for way more famous stuff, but you and I have talked a lot, even on the show, about Star Trek Enterprise.
And then Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
Corbin Burnson also is in this from, what is he? Hill Street Blues. L.A. Law. He was in L.A. Law.
He was in Chuck.
Ted McGinley is in this movie as well as Bob Uecker. Ted McGinley, here's the thing about Ted McGinley. There's a website that I like to call jumptheshark.com that's no longer with us as a website. But it's one of my favorite horrible movie places to go because Jump the Shark actually, rewind, it had TV shows, it featured TV shows, and it talked about the moment they jumped the shark. Well, Ted McGinley, who's in Major League 3, back to the minors, is considered the patron saint of jumptheshark.com because if he shows up on your show is ending. And there's like 7 references of him showing up on a show, and then 1 to 2 seasons later, it goes away. The only time it bucks the trend is Married with Children. Anyway, Minor League, Back to the Minors was number 5. I think it needs to go up this list as well.
Not funny, I'm assuming.
Just, it's the same trope over and over again.
Yeah.
The same junk. But now they're in the minor leagues because you've been reassigned to the minors. Look at this crap.
The footage just looks really stupid. There's
Yeah,
a guy like ballerina dancing his way
Well,
to
yeah,
the
and
home
that's
plate.
just, all these people have some so stupid. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
Okay.
If you're looking for inspiration, this is not the movie to go.
This
see.
is time to end.
A movie we've done on the show before is Air Bud
The golden.
Receiver. Air Bud Golden Receiver.
Golden Retriever.
No,
But it was
he's a
golden
golden receiver
receiver.
because he's catching footballs with his mouth.
He's a wide receiver.
He's a dog.
Phil.
It's Golden Receiver?
Yeah.
Oh.
Air Bud Golden Receiver. And you cannot have Air Bud Golden Receiver without the original. The O. G.
The Airbud franchise.
Air Bud.
But did he only play that basketball for a while, or did he play multiple sports?
He was Air Bud. He's Buddy in real life. And he
used
can
to work for
play
the circus.
ball. He's a circus animal with a heart of gold. But in this movie, he's a baller, shot caller, 20-inch blaze.
Only Impala.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so Golden Receiver was the second movie.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Okay.
So he has indeed come to play, and he saves the season. He saves it. They had a budget on this of $3 million, a box office of $27 million. And that's what gave them the green light to make more of these wretched, putrid, stupid, animal hijinks movies. My gosh. Dog causes havoc at a party and jumps around, and Josh, the main character, takes him to basketball practice. Coach Barker, hilarious pun intended, and he basically, Air Bud saves the day and wins the state championship for him. Now, there's no eligibility worries in this school, apparently, of this animal playing these sports. Number 3 on the list. Air Bud needs to go up that list, by the way. Number 3 on this list is a movie that my friend Phil Lewis, who's been on the show before, brings up, and it is Ed. Ed stars Matt LeBlanc. That's right, Joey from Friends. This might be his most intelligent role he's ever played. Matt LeBlanc, maybe this probably is number 1 as far as intelligent stuff. The monkey is there. It gives him luck to be a professional pitcher, it looks like from this footage. He kisses the girl in the end. I think that's Matthew Perry on the couch there. And
how many movies have we done on this episode that feature animals? Like, I feel like a third of them have animals as a main character.
I can guarantee you guys, if you put an animal in it, small children are good for these kinds of things too. And Ed is a phenomenal third baseman. Look at this. Look at this.
What a play.
Wow, what a play.
So Ed is on the field, apparently?
Yes, he's
in
a
his
player.
place?
He is a chimpanzee with a heart of gold, and he and Ed are everybody. You know what's crazy about this movie? Grant, who's the crazy, unbelievable person that's in this movie? Jim Caviezel.
Oh, yeah, Jim Caviezel.
Can you
We
believe
talked
that
about
Jesus from the Passion of the Christ
Yikes.
is in Ed? How's that possible? All right, so there you go. Ed needs to go way up the list. Anytime you get a monkey in there. Number 2 on the list is a movie I've seen once, Rollerball, which is a remake from the 1975 science fiction. I've not seen the original, but in Rollerball, actually at the Alamo Draft House in Springfield, there's a poster for Rollerball from the 1975 version of Rollerball. This is Paul Heyman. On the on the wall. Can you believe that?
Huh.
There's a rollerball, the original one, a poster of it on the wall at the Alamo Draft House. This is not very good. Chris Klein. You guys remember Chris Klein?
Yeah.
Remember Chris Klein from American Pie?
Yeah.
I thought whenever I first saw Chris Klein that he would be one of the biggest stars of all time. And he really hasn't panned out that way. Is that LL Cool J?
Yes. I guess this counts as a sports movie. It's
Well,
not,
it's a made-up
It's not a
sport.
real sport.
Well,
but-
it's a made-up sport.
yeah.
Look at these guys. Rollerball.
And Pink is in this movie too.
Yeah, she sure is.
Which why wouldn't she be
Yes.
in this type of movie?
Ridiculous.
So this is like a post-apocalyptic sci-fi
Yeah,
type
it's just
movie?
a future sport that they made up. It's
Okay.
like, I don't know, something stupid.
It's coming, Phil.
And then number 1 on the list is Lil' Kim, Vivica Fox, Kevin Pollak, Tommy Davidson, who is funny, and they're in a basketball movie called Joanna Man, about a basketball player with a heart of gold who, I guess, can't find a man. There you go. Lil' Kim is in it. $15 million budget, made $13.8 million, and woof. They definitely, sometimes they make movies, and they're stupid. Basketball star becoming a female impersonator and joining the women's team. Miguel A. Nunez Jr. he's Jamal Jeffries, who's a basketball star who he basically dresses up like a woman to join the women's basketball team. The hilarity ensues, folks, as
Okay.
he tries to impersonate a woman. How about Steve Odekirk, who did, by the way, you know what Steve Odekirk did? He's one of the producers of this. Steve Odekirk did is it The Foot Fist Way? The one with the So Cute, Bye Bye?
Oh, Enter the Fist?
Enter the Fist. So yeah, he's also a producer on this.
That makes sense. That actually makes more sense.
This sounds like a perfect movie for the podcast.
Yes, this would be a good one. Anytime they dress up. Along with White Chicks, or we could do any of the other ones, or Meet the Clumps, or whatever horrible things you could do.
I do want to interject one thing before we end. Have you guys seen Alita Battle Angel?
No, I heard it's good.
It is really good. There's a sport in there that's very similar to rollerball, but it's called motorball. And so, like, for the first 30 seconds that we're talking about rollerball, I was like, I feel like I just saw that in a movie, but
No.
it's motorball in that movie.
Motorball.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Grant, thanks for coming on. What have you been into lately? Have you been looking into anything? Are you excited about football season, pro football? You got Cubs baseball. You're a big Cubs fan.
Yep. Got about a month left of baseball, and then hopefully they play in October. Then big Michigan fan. Buccaneers should be all right.
All right.
And then coaching junior high football. So
Do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome, dude.
Very
I'm
good.
excited for you.
Grant, as always, thanks for coming on.
thank you for having me.
I think I just pulled that out.
That's right.
And I'm just glad you're here, buddy. You're always welcome back. Phil, thanks for doing what you do. Radio people, see you soon. Well, very good.
Our computer stopped recording when you unplugged it. So
Yeah, balls. Yeah, balls. Thanks, guys. See you soon. Well, excellent work, guys. Podcast friends, thanks so much. You're the best. And we appreciate you. I'm starting to look into Comic-Cons to try to go to sooner than later. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm really wanting to go to some Comic-Cons.
and Grant's coming with us.
I like your hair, Grant. I wish you could see your hair right now on the backside.
I'm gonna zoom in on it.
No, it's not done now. I wonder how long it was up like that.
I don't know.
It looked hot.
I feel like the Arkansas one had some big names at it.
It did. The problem with it during football season is like I just can't get away to take an extra day. You know. That Louisville one was a lot of fun though, wasn't it? It's such a long trip though.
Yeah, it was long.
So, are you back to recording or are you done recording now? Are you still recording?
I mean, I'm currently recording.
Okay,
this.
which is fine. But anyway, I've been starting to look for things like that because I do want to do one of those for sure. So, but yeah, Miller,
Retro Cave.
anything for a game talk real quick?
Something
Come on over,
Something like
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a segment we like to call Grant Miller's Retro Game Corner.
What's up, Studio DNA? Okay.
Well, Miller, tell everybody about any sort of video games you've been really looking into lately. What's something awesome video game related that you could talk about?
WWE 2K17.
17? You haven't played the new one yet?
No, but
Who's your favorite WWE character?
Finn Balor as the Demon and the Fiend.
When the Fiend's not been on a game yet, he probably won't be on the new one either, will he?
Well, I think he might be. Probably. Look up, Phil. Look up.
What's a video game thing you played today?
I play like
No, today, like literally today, before we recorded today.
I play this game called Fortnite Emotes.
Well, what was the game you and I played? The huge, gigantic thing we played.
Oh, Pac-Man.
Okay, where was it at?
It was at this place called Hertz Donuts.
Yeah, stop rocking and talking to the mic.
Rock'em
Rockin' mic.
Rock'em
What? Okay, so tell me, it's a huge, gigantic LED thing, right?
Yeah.
Tell people about it, man. You got to describe it. We're on. Hey,
Okay,
this is
so-
audio. They
What's
gotta-
so special about it?
It's really big, and typically it goes up to 2 players, I think. And the screen lets you play Galaga and Pac-Man
That's awesome.
at both things, but not at the same time.
But it's massive, right?
It's so big.
We went to the Branson Landing a while back, and there's an arcade there. Tell people about that arcade, and then what was really unique about that, and be specific about the thing that's crazy about that really sticks out about that arcade.
So the arcade's called Fun Stop, and in Fun Stop, there's all these arcade games. Like there's a bit of old school ones, and then there's some new ones. There's golf carts. There's laser tag. There's a bunch of stuff.
What else?
There's mini golf.
Arcade City? It's called Arcade City.
No, it's called Fun Stop.
Is it called Fun Stop now?
Yeah.
You sure it's not called Arcade City?
Type in Branson.
That's what I typed in the landing.
Let's fact check that.
I got Arcade City. What was cool about the bathrooms there?
Uh,
You can talk about the weird thing about. What was weird about that bathroom in there?
I thought you were meaning the one near what was it called?
Panama City Beach?
No, the
Isn't that it?
Fun Stop.
Isn't that it?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one at the Fun Stop one, but you're talking about the arcade.
Where's Fun Stop at?
Fun Stop's in Branson. That one doesn't have a laser tag.
Well, tell people about this one.
Okay, so this one's called Arcade City. In those bathrooms, you have mouthwash and a TV that plays music.
And it was like super lit up. It's like really weird. It's like the most like next level bathroom experience ever. Cleanest bathrooms ever, right?
Yeah.
Pretty weird.
It's a very clean bathroom.
Yeah, very clean bathroom. This is good audio now. All right, Miller. One more thing. What's your favorite video game to play of all time?
My favorite.
And be honest. You can tell people.
Okay, Fortnite.
You really like Fortnite, don't you?
Yes.
But sometimes it's a little too violent. Like sometimes I just get annoyed by it too.
Quad credit.
Which those are kind of fun to ride around.
Riding off a mountain. Whee! Bow! Face first into the ground.
All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Miller, peace out. See you soon. All right, Grant, thanks for coming in. Producer Phil, you're the best, better than the rest. Remember, folks, Phil is the only reason this is able to happen and get done. And Sean Aston, you can't have him. I know you call. I just got a phone call from you. You can't have him. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.